Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Sophie, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Sophie's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give her while we're working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, which leaves his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a slight tug and let go on the training collar there, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Fred is just making sure that that training collar is high adjusted above her ears there for maximum control. Now Sophie is sitting very nicely on Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training takes place. The first exercise that they're going to go ahead and demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Sophie take off doing that now, and the command is Sophie heel. Now Sophie has been trained to walk very nicely on your left hand side at your pace, being sure not to lag behind or lunge ahead and pull you on that leash. Again, she should be walking at your pace, right there at your left heel position. She's doing a good job. Now also incorporated into our heeling exercise is the automatic sit. And this occurs anytime that you stop your feet. Sophie should sit nicely right there, your left heel position, and she should remain seated in that position until you give her another command. Well, Sophie, being the big girl that she is, we give her a little couple extra seconds there to settle herself into that sit position so that she's comfortable. There she goes. Good job. Nice job with that sit. I'm just going to heel her into another sit position here. And then we're going to demonstrate our stay command for you now. So we're going to demonstrate the stay command, which is a hand and voice command. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm an inch or so in front of Sophie's muzzle there, and the one-word command to stay.
Stay.
You then walk out to the end of the training leash, and Miss Sophie should remain seated in this position until you return back to heel position. Now you want to start out with the long sit stay at about 1 minute, and you want to slowly and gradually increase your time up to about 3 minutes for the long sit stay. Now she got up when Fred went to walk back to heel position, so he's just going to give her that no correction, a little tug and let go on that collar, and he's going to make her sit stay again. Like I said, she should remain seated until Fred returns back to heel position. I'll put her in a sit again. It's important to be consistent and patient. Much better. Now Fred walks all the way around as an added distraction. Back to heel position. She remains seated. Much better. Good job, Sophie. And they're going to run through that heel sit and stay for you again.
Stay.
The open flat of your left palm in front of her muzzle. And the one-word command to stay. Now instead of returning back to Miss Sophie, Fred and Sophie are going to demonstrate the come command. You leave her in a sit stay and walk out to the end of the leash. You then call her in using her name. She should come in and sit nicely in front of you. Good job. And we return her to heel position by heeling her around the back of you. Back around to your left hand side. And she should sit nicely. Good job. Waiting for her next command, and they'll demonstrate that again.
Stay.
Leave her in a sit stay. Walk out to the end of the training leash. Call her in using her name. Good job. When she comes in, she should sit nicely. Good. And then heel her around the back of you. Returning her back to your left hand side for heel position. Make sure that she sits again. Good job. Very nice. Now typically at this part of the video, we would demonstrate our down commands. Now Sophie has learned her down commands, but with the time that we spent with Sophie, we realized that it's a little bit of a physical difficulty and painful for her to go down, especially with it being cold outside. But she can do her down command. We just don't want to make her feel uncomfortable. Now we've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Sophie has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Sophie, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.